Enter the crib. Your Strike Back SitRep starts in 3, 2, 1. Wait, do we go on 0?
Welcome back, Meebers. We are the SitRep. We are excited to talk about episode 2 of Warrior. I'm Kelsey.
Heck we are, and I'm Deb.
Yeah. Oh my God. Was that a great fucking episode or what?
Oh my God. Okay, how do you pack so much into?
Yes.
Oh my God. It was like when it first started, it was like, okay, it's episode 2. We'll just sort of sit back and see a little bit of what happened last week unfold a little bit, and because usually an episode 2 is a little bit of a relax to get the flow for the season going. And holy shit, right from the start, it was like, wait, who are these people? What's going on here?
Yeah.
More new people, more new stuff. Whoa.
It is so much. The other thing is, like, I was taking notes, and so I forget at what point, but I was like, okay, so that's the end of it. I was like, what? There's 20 fucking minutes left. Jesus, like, it just, yeah, it felt almost like a movie. It just, they crammed so much in that it felt so long, not in like a bad way. Obviously it's a good way. It started out great. I mean, what did Bill says, fucking cunt is like your opening line, it's gonna be great. First thing that you hear after the spaghetti western music.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
Bill was great in this. I just the whole beginning of it with him chasing the guy who owes money. It's like he's just so put upon that he has to do this. Well, you don't have to do this, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Although you have soldier soul, so you do have to do
exactly.
this.
The other thing I was thinking, like, as I was chasing him, I thought, was this guy like a criminal or is he just someone who owes money? And I was like, God damn it! Like, come on, Bill. I shouldn't have to ask that. Like, yeah.
Just laying there, like, his whole thing is like, God, why'd you make me chase you? Come on, it could be so much worse. Just give me the damn money.
Yes.
So funny.
Man, there's just so much this episode. And I just kept thinking, like, I mean, Strike Back packs a whole lot in. But they have, like, a bazillion times the number of characters that they're trying to keep track of. I mean, it's like Game of Thrones more than Strike Back, I guess. And you have all these disparate characters, sort of tangentially related to each other. So many stories that I guess you have to in order to get through any one of those stories, jam pack them all in, and yet it had some really great moments. Speaking of, I want to say, I was really excited by Joe Taslim, Mr. McHottie Pants stuff this episode because he is such a phenomenal actor. But what we saw them lean mostly on in the first season was his phenomenal fighting, and then like shirtless, sexy scenes. Which, don't get me wrong, those are great. But it was nice to see. Yes, but it was really nice to see him like feeling betrayed, feeling like upset, like showing so much. He really feels hurt by Myling. He is very suspicious of what's happening. It's not what he wants.
Yep.
He is obviously a guy who was happy with the peace they made. And I love seeing that dynamic side of him because I think I sort of thought of him as just the muscle, and now you see like and then we got to see this other side of him that's he's got a heart for this too. It's not just I just thought that was really great.
Yeah, that actually was my 2 of his little vignettes were my emotional moments for it.
Oh, well, let's hop right into it then. Talk about those.
Were my emotional moments for and there were surprisingly quite a few emotional moments in this.
There were. It made up for last week.
Oh yeah. But his were definitely the ones that stuck with me the most. That and it wasn't even really the stuff that he said. It was just those looks on his face of realization that he had sort of lulled himself into thinking that they were partners, and that things could be done in a way that wasn't going to be just so vicious. And no, Myling let him know in no uncertain terms what, when she said, let's deliver a message. Well, maybe it was a message to the Tongs, but it really was a message to him that I am in control here and you will do what I say. And just the hurt that caused him and the shock.
Oh my God.
Even when she said, bring zing with you, it still didn't occur to him that he wasn't in control.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then when they just slaughtered.
Oh my God.
that
And he
poor
ripped
little-
the like throat
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God. I was like, that's a.
It was a throwback to season 1.
Oh.
But yeah, boy, that was my what the fuck was what? I mean, you
Okay.
sort of knew as soon as
Yeah.
she said it that things
Yeah.
were not going to go easily, but just the viciousness with which he was just like he knew why he was there. He knew he was in control, and
it's so too because even though he is not like really the main focus in the way that Assam is, they really juxtapose the two of them on purpose so much. And you kind of thought of them as similar, but then this really brought home that like Assam's confidence comes from like a cockiness and a need to prove himself and a need to be better than he is. He wants to rise in ranks, whatever. Whereas Li Young, he's just like, I'm a badass. I could be confident in myself, but like, we don't have to fight. We can. This guy's young, I could just talk to him. And I thought like, they're not the white and black opposites. They're just. I don't know. I just thought that it was nice that they explored that. Yeah. I don't have any bias
and I
towards
wonder
him
how.
or anything.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, so my emotional moment was actually Chow
Oh yeah.
going, and I knew it. I just knew it. A white woman and a baby, but which was already like, okay. I was like, yeah. And then when she calls him Papa, and then he's like, no, just a friend, and that, God, that hurt. I just. Yeah, like that was, I thought, is that to protect her because of the bias against the Chinese, or is that like you truly just don't want to be there? I don't know. That hurt. That was my emotional moment. That was tough.
It was sad. It really was sad. And, well, and obviously Claire, the mother, was at some point a prostitute that he went to.
Yeah.
And now isn't.
Right.
Because he's obviously supporting them.
Yeah.
But to not want to identify as their father was really
sad. When she's just like in her little tiny like, thank you, Papa. Oh my God. That was really sad. That was heartbreaking.
But there were some happy times too. I liked Bill and Lucy.
Yeah. The sex scene or the talk afterwards? I'm just kidding.
I'm going with the whole scene. It's just nice that he's such a fucked up mess, but he really does love his wife.
Yeah.
He's probably going to end up getting her killed or something horrible's going to happen.
I know.
Because of himself. But I loved the line where she's like, is this gambling money? When have you ever known me to win anything?
Yes, I did like that. Yeah, they were good. I'm glad we're getting to see more of her.
Yeah.
I think that's important to show really more of who he is.
And what he has to lose. It's not just him.
Yeah. She's not just a wife. She is someone who knows his shit and loves him anyways. And all she wants is him home. And I just think that's lovely. Okay, so fight of the night.
Well, we really only had 2, right?
Yeah.
We had the unexpected little fight with Happy Jack's band of men.
Yeah. Which was fun because you get the daggers.
Yeah, it was nice. Like, woo, Young June's in his element. Even though he doesn't know what's going on.
No idea.
But you had to give it to the slaughter. Oh my God, that was just so awful.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree. Not only because and we love to watch any fight. That one was cringy, but I thought to see Makati Pants when he's got that guy's leg in the air and he's like, and the guy before when he decides to like knock him down rather than kill him, and he's got that leg and he's holding it, he's looking around and he's like, what? I don't want to kill these people. I mean, you just see it written all over his face, and I love that was in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He is not happy being in this position. And then to attack Zing, and his men just on him in seconds. Well, I'm like, don't you dare kill Makati Pants. Don't you dare.
That was crazy. So so that was your what the fuck moment?
That was my fight.
Right, but you said it was your what the fuck moment as well, I thought.
Oh, one of them, yeah.
One of them. Okay, so what was your other one then?
Huh? My first one was
the fight.
Yeah, the reaction that the fight even happened. But
right.
That was also my fight that I liked.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were saying that was one of your what the fuck moments and that you had another one.
We already did my other one.
Okay, sorry.
She's enjoying her painkillers.
What was your other one?
The just the fact that he realized that
gotcha.
the position that he really was in.
Okay, all right. So I'll say mine was a me being stupid. My what the fuck moment was when I realized that the Tong was going to use Penny's warehouse to be hiding the. Yeah, I thought. To me, when he went back to her to agree to do the security job, I thought, oh, it's like for the money, because now that guy's not storing it, they want like the money to make up the difference or something. I don't know. It just didn't. And then when they pulled up, and I saw like them like trying to stop the workers, and the Tong guys are there. I was like, oh, cool. They've got like their security. And then I was like, ew. Oh. Fuck.
Yeah, that played pretty well into his hands.
Yeah, it did. I didn't.
Yeah, because it's actually even better because now they can guard it themselves as well versus having to trust Happy Jack as they would have before.
Yeah.
So now they're just going to buy it and they can control it as well.
Until Penny finds out or somebody finds out and she gets taken down with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as Father June finds out,
oh my God.
And I love how uneasy young June is about this. Like he's discounting his gut on this. He knows there's something not right about this. He doesn't trust getting into bed with people he doesn't know and has no reason to trust.
Yeah, I had written down, I think, as like a preliminary, could this be it? Like emotional moment was when Assam told him they had a seller, and Young Jun picked up on it, and he was asking like, what's your agenda here? And I thought he's so much smarter than either his dad or Assam give him credit for.
Right.
And right now he's kind of like he really wants like an older brother figure, and that is how he sees Assam, but he's gonna figure it out, and he does not just brawl. He's ruthless. Like Assam, you better be sleeping with like a metal collar on.
Yep, because when he can't deny it anymore, he's gonna be going for Assam, and it's gonna be brutal.
Yeah,
but yeah, he knows, and it isn't just the language. He knows. There's more that I don't understand going on here.
Yeah,
I don't trust this.
No, I thought that was I was glad to see that too. Yeah, but it is he's been so underestimated. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, lots. I forgot that Buckley and Mai Ling were working together. And they came out, and I was like, oh yeah, that was the thing. God, it's been so fucking long. Like I just,
And all along, Buckley just so believes in his superiority and the fact that he's got this all under control.
Did he call her fat, by the way? Did he say like looking a little thicker there or something? And she was like, you always want your enemies to be thicker than you are or something, or your partners.
I must have.
I feel like I swear when he got out of the carriage, and I should have just rewatched it, but I could have sworn that he said like thicker than normal or something, and I was like, what? Did he just call her fat? Like, holy shit. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, just the fact that, he's his big agenda here is getting this Chinese Exclusion Act and getting control.
Yeah.
yet he's using a Chinese partner to do that with.
Yeah.
So in the end, he's just going to have her killed. So, it's like she's got this world where she's trying to manipulate all the men around her and, control her empire.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she's sort of trusting this guy who is doing the same thing to everyone else. And so it's, at some point it's going to come to a head between the two of them.
Yeah.
And, Mylene, she's no slouch when it comes to standing up for herself either. So.
Yeah. I mean, she hired that guy to find something on Buckley. But yeah, Buckley, I mean, the whole thing with, yes, like the Chinese Exclusion Act, and then working with working with her, and then helping Penny, like, wasn't his idea for her to like hire Chinese labor or something, like in the factory?
Right, because he figured that was going to bring her down.
Yes, but still, like he's very much, as the cop was talking about the politician and said, he's the millionaire that somehow convinced all of these poor people that he understands them, and he's got their, and then they vote him in, and then they don't understand why they're getting screwed because they point. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? They point the fingers at other poor people,
each other, right?
Yes,
they
don't look at us.
Each other instead of looking at the power play.
Yeah, and that's very much Buckley. It's all, he doesn't actually care about the Chinese being there or not, except if it hurts his bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued if the dirt that she finds on him will be related to that. I guess we're talking about questions now. The prostitute that he hired,
right?
And who the fuck is Miss Davenport, who's supposedly like rescuing prostitutes? Maybe.
Yes,
I don't trust her.
What she's doing. That is what she's doing.
Okay.
She's actually based on a real life person.
Okay.
Who opened an orphanage for young women that she saved from the human trafficking, the sex slavery.
Okay.
So it's a real that not-for-profit still exists in San Francisco.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it was really, it's going to be very interesting to see where she and Atoy go.
Yeah.
Because that was a hell of a confrontation. It was very low key, but it was really.
Oh man, it was pretty biting.
And her.
Yes. When she's like, somebody has to, since you.
Yeah. Right. So you have Atoy, who's supposed to be championing her people.
Yeah.
And yet she's making her living off of them.
Off of the backs, literally, of her. Yeah.
Exactly. They may have a little bit better standard than those crib brothels that were horrific.
Yeah.
That she went into, that Davenport went into, but it's, it's like just a little higher form of slavery.
It could be, although I mean, I guess there is room for like genuine sex work, and when people have that, if they want to make that their career and they're paid and protected and whatever. But I think that's it. Like, are her people actually, or is she just scooping them off the boat before they can have a chance to do anything else?
Right.
So,
and we sort of have an inkling that is what's going on. So, and I mean,
although her little mini me seems perfectly happy to keep killing people. So
I don't think she has to be a sex slave. So.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, so that's so interesting that they created that character.
Yeah.
How closely it'll stick with the real woman that did this will be interesting to find out, because that was definitely, a Christian-based organization that did save thousands of women from human trafficking, but at the expense of wiping out their culture. They had to convert to Christianity. They had to live there at the orphanage. There wasn't a lot of freedom to go out and about. So yes, their lives were saved.
So it's complicated, like everything.
Exactly, especially back then. But so yeah, it'll be interesting. But yes, that organization actually does still exist in San Francisco, is still a Presbyterian Christian-based organization, but has branched out to a lot of different things. With a little more modern view of things in terms of respecting people's heritage.
The other reveal we called it last season, Lee and his beautiful black girl, Nora, is that right? Is that what he said?
I think that was her name.
Yeah. So we get that flashback when he's with the barmaid, man, he is
He
in
so,
bad shape.
yeah. I mean, hello, he's a cop who just got rolled and just shows up to work and doesn't say a word about it, you know. So
No.
you
I mean,
know
he's
he knows
mortified.
he's in.
Yeah. And it's one of those, like, and just in general, he's a human, and it's sad to see him like that. But it's also because you see him start to put pieces together that if he was fully on, he could probably figure out. But he's fumbling because he's
right, because he's
he
a
can't.
deacon.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah. So that's his little secret. We found
And yet
out
it was so common back there, much like it is now, that people don't recognize it. His friends and his coworkers are not recognizing it.
Right.
Because it's,
well,
common.
it was like it's medicine.
Right.
So
sad. But yeah, he is putting the pieces together, and that connection with Atoy and
Patterson.
land sales,
yeah.
and that's Atoy's got an awfully long string of bodies behind her that many of them could be connected to that. So things might be getting and oh my God, the bravado with which Mylene walked into that restaurant or hotel or whatever it was.
Right?
What? Yeah. And the fact that no one said anything, they just were like, oh, she just
her warrior princess self. That's what she looked like.
Yeah.
Just strutting in there with the the cape and the hood and the jewelry and speaking of beautiful dress, Ottoing that green dress. The fashion on this when they pull out those incredible stuff, for the women is just stunning.
Atoy is enjoying her money.
Yes. Very much so.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, a lot. Oh my God. I mean, I feel like I didn't even have to touch my notes, but
I know
we're also not like a recap podcast, so we don't have to. But a lot happened. A lot of opened up some really good avenues. I'm really excited to see where this goes.
And introduced new characters. We saw some glimpses of former characters that we've seen before with Penny's assistant.
Yeah.
Played by Kenneth Falk from Strike Back. We have several Strike Backies in here. Now we've got Langley, and so I think there's 3 or 4 people right now that are Strike Back alums that are on the show. So
Cinemax family.
Woo!
It up. You guys just did. Yeah. But
speaking of Buckley.
Yes.
Can
we say? I guess we can say.
Yeah, I think we should start saying
that. Yes, he has agreed to an interview. So we are going to have at least 3. We hope a few more interviews coming for you. But yes, we're excited to talk to him. That will be towards the latter half of the season, though. So we are excited about that. Yep.
Can't wait to talk to Jason.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to him.
And
Bill.
And Kieran. Yeah, it'll be good. So, all right, guys, lots to look forward to.
Wow, those previews were amazing.
Yeah. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Social distance.
Yes.
Watch Warrior, and we'll be back.
Bye.
Thanks, and tune in next week for another Need to Know session at the Crib. Follow us on Twitter @StrikebackCrib. Out.